If you're still breathing, you're still becoming. Your story isn't over, not by a long shot. What if I told you that your hardest days were actually proof that you're on divine assignment? That every setback, every sleepless night, every heartbreak has been training you for a victory that's already written. There are moments when we stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering if the pain will ever end, if the mountain will ever move, or if the silence from heaven means we've been abandoned. But here's a truth you must tattoo on your soul. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. You were not led through fire to be forgotten in the ashes. You were not sculpted by pressure to be shattered by fear. This speech isn't just motivation, it's a divine reminder. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll give you 6 mind-shifting truths that will transform how you see your struggle, your delay, and your destiny. When that vision hit you, when that dream gripped your chest and made your heart beat faster, you weren't hallucinating, you weren't delusional. You were being shown a glimpse of what's already in motion for your life. That idea that won't let you sleep, that image you keep seeing of a bigger life, a higher version of yourself, a breakthrough that feels so close it burns, that's not fantasy, that's divine evidence of what's meant for you. Let this settle in your spirit. You don't get visions of what you can't have. You get visions of what you're being called to create. You are not being mocked by heaven. You are not being tempted with a life you'll never live. That dream isn't there to frustrate you. It's there to pull you forward when everything around you says quit. That vision is the rope heaven throws you when life is trying to drown you. Let me say this louder for the soul in the back. God does not tease with purpose. God confirms with vision. You may not have the resources right now. You may not have the connections, the clarity, or even the courage yet. But don't mistake the absence of resources for the absence of purpose. The vision is the proof. If you saw it, it's yours. If it stirred you, it's tied to you. If it broke your heart not to chase it, that's because it belongs to you. Stop entertaining doubt like it deserves a seat at the table of your future. Doubt is loud when you're closest to breakthrough. That resistance you're feeling, that chaos inside your head when you try to move forward, that's not a stop sign, that's a signal. You're getting warm, you're nearing something sacred, and listen, the people around you may not get it. They don't have to. God didn't give them the vision, He gave it to you. That means you're responsible for carrying it, nurturing it, speaking life over it. You've got to protect it from small minds and negative atmospheres. You've got to believe in it when no one else claps. You weren't chosen to be average. You were chosen to see differently, think differently, move differently. That vision didn't choose you because you were ready. It chose you because you were willing. Willing to believe when it doesn't make sense. Willing to walk when the path isn't paved. Willing to build with broken pieces and call it destiny. So the next time that dream flashes before your eyes, don't roll over in fear. Sit up, stand up, speak up. That vision is not a teaser. It's a divine contract, signed by faith, sealed in persistence, and it is counting on you to stop shrinking into shadows and start living in the boldness of what's already been shown to you. You keep asking, why is it taking so long? You keep wondering, did I miss something? Did I mess up? Is God even listening? Let me tell you something right now. Delay does not mean denial. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not on the way. In fact, the very fact that it's taking time is proof that it's being built to last. See, quick things come easy, but they don't come strong. Greatness doesn't show up rush. It shows up refined, and refinement takes time. It takes stretching. It takes waiting when everything in your body wants to run. It takes believing when all the evidence says, give up. But listen to me. You're not being held back. You're being held in place for divine alignment. You're not late. You're being loaded. Let that hit your soul. You are not being delayed to punish you. You are being delayed to prepare you. You think you're just sitting still, but heaven is working in silence. Doors you don't even know about are being unlocked. Conversations you've never heard are happening in rooms you haven't stepped into yet. The delay is not a dead end. It's a detour that protects you from arriving unprepared. Because what's the point of reaching your dream if you haven't built the strength to carry it? What's the point of getting to the platform if you don't have the discipline, the resilience, the character to stay there? Don't mistake silence for absence. Don't mistake waiting for wasting. Every day you're delayed is another day you're being deepened, you're being rooted, so that when the storm comes, and it will, you won't be knocked down. You're not just being positioned, you're being perfected. And I know it's hard. I know waiting can feel like torture. You look around and see people flying past you, glowing up, living the life you prayed for, while you're still stuck in what feels like spiritual quicksand. But let me remind you, comparison is a thief and delay is a teacher. If you could see what's being aligned behind the scenes, if you knew what kind of weight your name carries in heaven, you'd stop asking, why the delay, and start declaring, thank God for the delay. Because without it, you wouldn't have grown. Without it, you wouldn't have prayed the way you do now. Without it, you wouldn't have the depth, the humility, the insight, the fire that's being formed in you in the waiting room of destiny. Delay is the cocoon where butterflies learn how to fly. It's the wilderness before the promised land. It's the silence before the thunder. It's the moment right before the curtain rises and purpose steps onto the stage. You've cried until your body shook. You've questioned why it had to be you. You've carried burdens that nobody saw, smiled through the storm, and kept walking while your soul was bleeding. And somewhere along the way you started to wonder, is this pain proof that I did something wrong? Let me stop you right there. Pain is not punishment. Pain is process. Pain is passage. Pain is purpose in disguise. You were never being punished. You were being positioned. What you went through didn't come to shame you, it came to shape you. That heartbreak, that betrayal, that breakdown that made you question if you'd ever feel whole again, it wasn't the end. It was the beginning of your becoming. Because here's the truth that most people don't want to say out loud. Pain is the portal through which power is born. No diamond is formed without pressure. No warrior is built without war. You can't ask for strength and skip the struggle. You can't ask for growth and avoid the grind. You don't level up by running from pain. You rise by walking through it. And I get it. It's hard. Pain is messy. It's raw. It's inconvenient. But let me ask you this. When did you grow the most? When everything was perfect? Or when life threw you to your knees and you had no choice but to fight, to pray, to dig deeper than you ever had before? That version of you, the one who refused to quit in the dark, that's who's being built. You're not broken, you're breaking open. That pain cracked your comfort zone wide open, and now you're being pushed into purpose. It stripped away what was fake, and now you're standing in what's real. And don't let the world convince you that your wounds disqualify you. No, your wounds are your wisdom. Your scars are your credentials. That pain wasn't meaningless. It was molding you. It was carving out a deeper capacity inside of you, a deeper compassion, a stronger spine, a softer heart with sharper vision. The pain didn't come to stop you. It came to start something inside you. It taught you to stop depending on temporary things. It forced you to find a fire that nothing external could give or take away. You didn't just survive pain, you learned its language. You learned how to breathe in the fire. You learned how to stand in the storm. You learned how to speak victory in the middle of what looked like defeat. And hear me clearly. The enemy of your soul wanted that pain to bury you, but heaven used it to build you. It didn't crush you, it crowned you. It didn't kill you, it called you. You didn't walk through pain for nothing. Every step carved out the path you're meant to walk now. Faith isn't about how you feel, it's about what you do when everything inside you is screaming, give up. Faith isn't a mood that shows up when the sun's out and everything's easy. Faith is forged in the fire. Faith is tested in the silence. Faith is built in the middle of the unknown. Let's stop making faith some fluffy, feel-good idea. Faith is not soft. Faith is savage. Faith is what drags you out of bed when life sucker punched you in the dark. It's what makes you show up with fire in your eyes and trembling hands because quitting is louder than hope, but you refuse to answer. Faith is not about being fearless. It's about being obedient while you're terrified. We don't wait to feel strong. We train to be strong. And faith works the same way. You build it like a muscle, rep by rep, moment by moment, sometimes tear by tear. You don't wake up one day overflowing with unshakable belief. You grow it. You push against resistance. You choose truth over feelings. You speak life when fear is yelling death in your ear. Every time you pray when it feels pointless, your faith gets stronger. Every time you declare something good is coming while staring at a pile of broken dreams, your faith grows heavier. Every time you show up, stand up, and move forward, not because you see the way, but because you believe there is one, you're lifting spiritual weight. Faith isn't passive, it's powerful. It's not just sitting still and hoping. It's moving like the answer's already on the way. It's walking like the door is already opening. It's praising like the storm is already past. You want mountain-moving faith? Then start working it like you're in the gym of adversity. Start training it like you're preparing for battle, because you are. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour is just more weight on the bar. But you're getting stronger. You're not breaking down. You're breaking through. And stop waiting for the feeling to align. Faith isn't about how you feel. It's about what you know. You don't need to feel unstoppable to be unshakable. You don't need to feel bold to walk in boldness. You don't need to feel worthy to act like you're chosen. Faith is the decision to believe before the miracle. It's trusting the blueprint even when you haven't seen the building yet. It's moving your feet while your heart is still healing. It's holding the line when everything around you says, let go. And the world will look at you crazy. They'll call it denial, delusion, fantasy. But what they call foolish, God calls faithful. Faith doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like quiet obedience. Sometimes it looks like doing the next right thing with no applause, no spotlight, no confirmation, just conviction. Right now, in this very moment, you're being watched. Not by people, not by critics, not by the ones who doubted you or walked away when you needed them most. You're being watched by destiny. Destiny is not moved by how loud you shout when you win. It's watching what you whisper when you lose. It's not testing your hype, it's testing your habits. You think no one sees you grinding in silence? You think no one notices those small, unseen victories, the ones where you choose discipline over comfort, patience over panic, purpose over pressure? Oh, but destiny sees it all. Destiny doesn't choose the most talented, it chooses the most prepared. It selects the one who stayed faithful in the shadows, who kept showing up when no one clapped, who sharpened their sword in secret when it looked like there wasn't even a battle worth fighting. Every time you speak life over yourself in the middle of hell, destiny nods. Every time you honor your calling even when you're confused, exhausted, or misunderstood, destiny takes. Every time you choose excellence when average would have been enough, you're stepping into alignment. You are in rehearsal for something greater. Every yes in private, every no to temptation, every decision made out of integrity instead of impulse, that's a vote for your next level. You don't need applause to qualify for acceleration. You need alignment. Don't let the silence fool you. Don't mistake invisibility for insignificance. The longer it feels like nothing's happening, the more you can be sure something divine is brewing beneath the surface. Pressure always comes before promotion. Heaven always inspects the foundation before it builds the platform. Your current reality is a test site, not a tomb. Every delay, every test, every time you wanted to give up but didn't, all of it is being recorded in the invisible books of destiny. Because when the doors swing open, when the light finally hits your name, when you're standing in the place that once only lived in your prayers, what matters is who you became before anyone was watching. And make no mistake, you're not being overlooked. You're being observed. Not for punishment, but for promotion. Not for shame, but for selection. You're not hustling in vain. You're in the process of becoming the kind of person your future requires. The kind of person who can handle the weight of the calling without cracking under it. Destiny is not impressed by performance. Destiny responds to preparation. The throne you're praying for isn't just looking for someone with potential, it's waiting for someone who's been proven in pressure. Someone who's practiced purpose while everyone else played with popularity. Where your vision is being vetted. Where your faithfulness in the quiet is being measured against the size of the future that's already written for you. That thing you thought was going to destroy you, that season that almost broke you in half, that trauma you buried so deep you swore you'd never speak of it again, that's the very thing that qualified you. You didn't survive for survival's sake. You survived because your survival is strategy. You made it out, not just for your own freedom, but so you could go back and lead others out too. Your pain didn't just leave a scar, it gave you a sword. That fire wasn't for fun, it forged your voice. And now, whether you feel ready or not, whether you feel worthy or not, whether you feel equipped or not, you have an assignment. See, survival isn't the end of the story. It's the activation point. It's the evidence that your life carries a specific weight. It's the proof that what came to destroy you didn't win, because there's still breath in your body and purpose in your bones. You were trusted with trouble so you could carry truth. You were sent through hell so you could come back carrying keys. You were chosen not despite what you went through, but because of it. God doesn't waste pain. Not one tear, not one silent cry. Not one breakdown, setback, betrayal, or rock bottom. It's all been recorded. And now heaven is flipping the page and saying, now that you've survived, go. Speak, heal, teach, build, help. Now that you know what it feels like to be shattered, go and become a vessel that puts others back together. What hurt you the most may just be the most sacred part of your ministry, your leadership, your legacy. The storm gave you authority. The fire gave you anointing. The valley gave you vision. You know what it's like to cry in silence, to hold it all together in public while falling apart in private. That makes you dangerous to darkness. That makes you equipped for impact. You don't just have head knowledge, you've got soul scars. You've got street-level wisdom. You've got battle-tested strength. People don't need perfect leaders, they need authentic survivors. People don't follow those who've never struggled. They follow those who made it through and are bold enough to talk about it. So stop running from what you went through. Stop downplaying your story. Stop hiding your history like it disqualifies you. It's your credibility. That's what gives your voice power. That's what gives your presence authority. That's what gives your calling weight. You were delivered to deliver. You were healed to be a healer. You were broken to become a bridge. Because somewhere right now, someone is drowning in the same ocean you almost died in. And they're waiting to hear that survival is possible, that healing is real, that there's purpose after pain.